Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 36 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4, Genealogy of the Holy War, and in today's episode, I am one step closer to defeating Reptor's Frege Knights and putting an end to Veltomer's meteor mages, as well as Thracia's ambush. That ambush was kind of pathetic, if you want my honest opinion. But you can't really expect much better of an evil man. It's funny because Trevant is kind of painted as if he's like a gray area character in both this game and Thracia because he could do no better. He had to do what he had to do because otherwise his country would starve and blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't buy it. Listen, I don't care who you are, you do not have to do evil in order to feed your kids or feed your family, or feed your nation, blah, blah, blah. It's just like everybody out there saying, well, what about the women who have to prostitute themselves to make sure that their kids go and get fed? They're doing that out of choice because they enjoy being a whore. There's jobs everywhere. I don't care if you're living in a backwater country. There's jobs for you, or there's ways for you to make or get food. Being productive and being useful means you'll go somewhere in life. And more importantly, having a mind towards the Lord Jesus Christ. This is it. The time to strike is upon us. With the fire mages of Veltomer at our side, we shall crush the rebels in one fell swoop. Now they are moving. Maybe you have to come within the corridor? Not too sure I understand why they decided to move now. Execute the plan. Concentrate all of your fire on Reptor and his army. There will be no survivors under any circumstances. Am I clear? Sigurd's phase. Lewin is getting healed up, of course. He's at max HP now. The renewal band is actually incredibly useful on him, just for this particular sake. Fortify, miracle band. Silver bow, steel lance javelin, steel blade, not very threatening, silver lance, steel bow. What is very threatening is Reptor. Reptor is a baron who is actually just a sage dressed up in armor, fancy armor to be precise. He comes with the renewal band and Mjolnir, a 90 hit, 10 weight, 30 might, 1-2 range, exalted thunder tone. He has 30 magic, so he's doing 60 raw damage, of course, minus your resistance. So to somebody like Sigurd, he's actually only doing 31. But he has 20 extra skill and 10 extra speed. What's interesting about this is that this weapon is strong against fire and weak against wind. But even versus somebody like Lewin with his Exalted Tome, who has the 10 extra skill and so on and so forth, the weapon triangle disadvantage is canceled out by the skill that Mjolnir provides. So do keep this in mind. He still is a very incredible opponent. He doesn't have the defenses as somebody like good old Langbolt. In fact, he has the exact defenses, except he doesn't have any defensive buffs from being on the throne or gate, or however you want to put it. And the health swath's amazing, plus 20 defense and plus 10 resistance. Some people would say that health swath's buffs are actually not that great. There's a lot of people who wish that you could use the health swath. Spoiler alert, it's an enemy-only weapon, period, just like the Mjolnir. And say that even if you could use it, it would still be inferior to many of the other weapons in this game. I actually kind of disagree. The Hellswath is the only good physical 1-2 range weapon in this entire game. That's not a joke. The only good physical 1-2 range weapon in this entire game. Javelins aren't good. Hand axes aren't good. There are no 1-2 range physical swords. And there's nothing like spears or short spears. The Gungnir and J-Bolg don't have 1-2 range. It's kind of crazy. I wish they did. If the J-Bolg and the Gungnir had 1-2 range, amazing, incredible, fantastic. They would be more useful than you would know. I think it would not be a stretch to allow the Tyrfing, the Balmung, and the Misselton to have 1-2 range, but make it so that it's a magical attack rather than a physical. And that way, especially with the way that the units are balanced around being able to use those, because you have no functional capacity to really change the growth rates or anything statistically like that about those units, it would be good because none of them have good magic. None of the users of those weapons have good magic. So it would give them an option, but it just wouldn't be a great option. It wouldn't be something that you'd say, oh, well, this is absolutely necessary. It would just be a good option. Reptor is kind of incredibly powerful to an extreme degree. I want to say I'll put you here with the Brave Bow. Sigurd. And Rekessis within range. And a good old dance for good measure. Sylvia doesn't need the experience point. She's not going anywhere with this. She is literally a level 11 dancer. Unfortunately, I'm not able to take out any more of the Veltomer sages because they are now technically allied units. Technically. Which is kind of interesting to say the absolute least. Aaron does need to get out of the way, though. And then, of course, I have to check on Dew and Bridget, and they're still not paired. And Lewin needs to go ahead and KO yet another foe. Grand scheme of things, like I've said before, this is not going to really affect the Forseti. It's not really necessary for him to get any KOs with it here. After this, I'm going to be running over to Fenora with him and repairing the, in fact, I should have started moving with him already, but it's whatever, it's okay, I have plenty of turns. I'm going to repair the Forseti before the next generation. I strongly recommend this, especially with the holy weapons. You want to repair them before the second generation because they are incredibly expensive, and like I said, your units at the start do not have the capacity to really repair or do anything with them in that sort of way because they just won't have the money. They won't have the funds to throw towards something like that. And that unit just blocked my way. I can't move up. I could move down, but moving down is a little bit slower, I think. This... Okay, so Ida and crew attacking all of these units is not really that helpful because the Reptor's Frege units here have a Fortify using unit. So unless they KO a unit before the Fortify goes off, it's not much helped by this. Oh, that's incredible though. He was the only one range unit within the range of Meteor, I think. What? Veltomer has turned on us? Ah, so this is what Arvis planned all along. Don't worry, Reptor. It's okay. So Reptor's Frege units will prioritize KOing Veltomer. I both like and don't like this, and I don't think they go after Ida whatsoever. Even Reptor himself. Reptor would absolutely destroy Ida. He would destroy any of these units. And another one bites the dust. It is just kind of a little bit unfortunate, though, that some of them decided to attack the Veltomer rather than my units, because I'm going to have to move back. I'm going to have to retreat a little bit so that I'm not too far out in the open dealing with Reptor. You never want to fight Reptor along with a group of enemies, and this is why I said this is kind of very trivial. You can just keep backing up and taking out the units as you see fit. I will tell you, though, if you are in the mind to have the experience points gained from this, that you absolutely, and I mean absolutely, do not want to KO Reptor. Once you do KO Reptor, the rest of his units perish. This is also to your benefit, and you can use this, obviously, in the case that if you don't have the combative prowess to deal with the whole squad, but you just want to take out these units as soon as you possibly can, or if you just want to take them out as soon as you possibly can regardless, you can do that. I think this will be fine. Thunder Mage going goodbye. Ooh. I mean, he does only have a 78 hit. I think Reptor has 4 authority stars. I think. Yes, he does. So that means he's giving a 30% extra hit in a void to his units that are within 3 spaces. Just have to make sure I stay out of his range. This little battle here is a little bit hairier than you would like it to be, because the units that you're facing are just mighty powerful. And having to retreat constantly because Reptor is in the way is not great. All right. The Brave Bow needs KOs more than any of my other weapons right now. The Brave Lance has crit, the Brave Sword has crit. The Light Brand needs it too, actually. They both need it kind of equally. Mend you up. And again, I'm gonna keep on retreating. This is another reason why people will say that, you know, the other units are good and blah blah blah. If you are not using just straight up, I could have brought a heal staff on Aaron. Why didn't I do that? I guess it really doesn't matter. But if you are not a mounted unit, you're just not doing anything here. You're actually really seriously not doing anything here. And the reason why that is because you have to retreat. You cannot possibly be in Reptor's range alongside other people's range, because if you are, that will spell death. There is absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, all the rest of these units are a one-shot, which is very nice for Lewin. So he'll get rid of them in a couple of turns here. Would be nice if they would get out of his way to his northern space, his northernmost adjacent space, because I would like to move up. Still not paired. I think Ideen can just go back in the castle. Depart. Enter. These two can just stay right here and continue to pair. I am almost certain that Reptor one-shot KOs several of my units, including Meteor, at max health. 60 magical damage is not really something you can deal with at this moment, besides with some of your more resistive units like Claude, but you would never want to attack Reptor with Claude, and then also Sigurd. some of the only people I can think of that are actually remotely viable against Reptor concerning surviving his attack. I don't remember if he has any skills aside from Pavis, though. Yep, they're still in my freaking way. Yeah, he only has Pavis. He has 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to be out of his range over here. I think I need 4 hits here. Light brand. It is kind of unfortunate that Reptor is out in the open and in the front here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just have to pay very, very close attention to where I'm moving my units. Still not paired. Doesn't matter who I attack, they're all in the way. And I need to KO all 3. Lewin also has very, very good amounts of money right now. He doesn't need to go through the arena. He's already finished with all of this stuff. So basically, all of this is going to be easily repaired. And that's going to be pretty cool that I'll have that opportunity to get that repaired as well. All right, Reptor. You have been a nuisance in my side, that's for sure. It's really funny that these guys keep getting attacked. You also do not, as long as that bishop there has the fortify and he's still there, you do not want to leave any of the freed units at low health. He moved all the way over there, which is kind of very weird. All right, I'll take you on. I think what I want to do now is I want to divert Reptor because he is getting to be a thorn in my side. I think I know the way I'm going to do it too. L Thunder. Ooh, nice. A good old crit. So the miss didn't even matter. Alright. I'm gonna move her here. I'm not sure I want to do this though, because I don't know that if somebody else goes in to attack Sigurd, it's gonna be kind of like this would be a wasted movement, I suppose you could say. Hazel will be healed. Her cute little bit of resistance there. That's not actually going to help anything. But can't complain, I suppose. The Tear Fang, you can wait right there. It's funny because he can actually take a couple of hits. 2 to be exact. And Lewin has yet another Draco Knight to KO. Yeah, so I'm turtling a little bit on this part because, like I said, Reptor can easily defeat any of your units in just a single hit. And even if he's not doing it to somebody like Sigurd, the other units who gang up on your units alongside him could do it. I'm going slow because this is the optimal strategy for dealing with Reptor's crew, is to kind of like lead them around this little section that I'm going to, and, you know, basically provoking him to attack somebody like Sigurd while I have other units move around and strike his flank and so on and so forth. Sigurd is going to be able to just KO him pretty easily, in my humble opinion, I think. Sigurd, so you've come to spread your evil ways in our holy fatherland, traitor scum? You're the only traitor here, Reptor. For your fiendish crimes against both my father and the late Prince Kurth, I've come to exact justice upon you. Pah! Don't make me laugh, you naive twit! Consider this a lesson in politics of power. Your father had no power, and hence he is dead. Even a common knight such as yourself can surely appreciate this fundamental truth. A knight appreciates honor and justice. I see neither of those in your actions. For too long, you've soiled Granvale's honor. I've come to set the fatherland to rights. Such a pity your hard work is all for naught. Byron has died a sad, pitiful traitor, and you will meet his very same fate at my hands. In the face of the supreme power of thunder, Mjolnir, you are but a candle to be snuffed. Sigurd, your dying thoughts will lament your complete and utter lack of power. And that is Mjolnir's animation. I actually think it's kind of a bit lackluster in comparison to most of the other holy weapons. Alright, so he is here. I could lead him a little bit further? Because he won't be able to reach anybody up here. Alright, so all these bows here are making it basically impossible for Erin to do anything yet. She will be able to attack soon, but just not at this moment. I'm really unsure what I want to do here, though. I guess I'll do this. Would have been nice had he missed, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, directly out of the range. So he's going to have 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's okay to put Sigurd right here. Going to mend him up, of course. Now, he can take another hit from Reptor, but the issue is I don't want to have to constantly be back and forth with mending. So I'm just going to mend him right now and then let him take another hit, and then afterwards it's not really going to be that big of a deal. I think I'll wait on that, actually. Dance for you. Then she can move up here. Yeah, I calculated that correct. You can wait right there. Rakesis can wait right here. I'm guessing that some of the units will attack Rakesis and not Azel. This would be decent to try for the sake of getting some damage on this unit, but the problem is if he hits, I would probably have to reset. So I'm going to try, but if he does hit, the issue is that Meteor kind of could die here. I don't know. I could leave that. Still not paired. And there is one final unit to KO. I guess I could just start moving now. Down is a little bit slower, I think, than up, but whatever. I'll just move down. And the final hit. The final Thracian Draco Knight, who poured his heart into the evil ambush of Quan and Ethlin and the wonderful Leonster Knights. Unfortunately for them. I'm going to now make my way back to Fenora. And I think that is everybody of import to move. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to KO Reptor soon. I'm just not sure what to do necessarily about that. All right. Yeah, so I was expecting Rakesis to be hit, which is fine. What's cool in this scenario is that they are getting out of the way of Reptor, and Reptor's going to get out of the way of them. Reptor gives them so much hit and avoid that it's actually kind of a bit abysmal to be fighting them at the exact same time that you're fighting or you're near Reptor. It's just too much. 30 extra hit and avoid is not the most that can be given to the enemy units, but it is pretty good. And come on, Azel. You don't know, you forgot how to dodge? These guys have 30% hit chances on you. Well, he learned how to dodge one, but the problem is that there's still a couple of more units here that can attack him. And if they hit, it is a death for good old Azel, who I believe still has only 10 defense. Yeah, how much hit are these guys going to possess? 32? Yeah. What an absolute shame. Unfortunately, this is going to require a reset. Alright, one can hope that this goes by just a little bit more smoothly here, as I definitely don't want Azel to perish. The thing is what I decided to do was put Sigurd within the range of Azel and friends, as well. I just decided I'm not going to bother leading Reptor around when these guys need to be KO'd as well. All right. Silver bow. I think you're going to be no match for Aaron. And that's why. Yeah, so the bows and the fact that they all have crit against flyers is one of the reasons why I find it valuable to give Aaron's daughter Nihil. I think it's very useful. Is it necessary? No, I would not at all say it is. But it is a good and useful thing to have. Alright, so I assume what I'll do here mend you up. None of these guys are going to be at all any useful for fighting Reptor, so I do have to be mindful of that. And hopefully he doesn't Pavis a lot. Unfortunately, that's already a little bit doomed. Yeah, he would have had to proc a cost in order to get anything in on there. Oh well. Attack with the Tearfing. I'm actually doing 34 damage times 2. The Brave Sword, I am not doing anywhere near that much, but crits could occur. I think what I'm going to do is attack with the Tearfing first, just to weaken him, so I have a better chance to potentially KO. Alright, so he did hit 1, which is very good. And he hit a second one. This is probably the easiest Reptor fight I've ever had in my life. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. The man is a level 30 and procs Pavis constantly. I've had him proc it more than 4 times in a single round of combat. Sigurd absolutely needs to be healed before he goes in for the final blow, because I'm going to be using the Brave Sword to do such. I could use the Tearfing just to be safe, but it's not really that big a deal. And this will be a quick finish for you, as long as you don't proc Pavis. And he did not. The Brave Bow. This will be the last KO that both the Brave Bow and the Light Brand receive this generation. And at 41, 42, very nice. Sigurd's going to be ending the generation with 61 on the, well, 62 on the Brave Sword, which is very good. The Brave Lance has crit. The Brave Axe is very close. I think I have very well accomplished everything that I have wanted to do in this gen, except for the pairing of Dew and Bridget. Lewin has also finished all of the enemies over here, so I'm going to just make my way around. Now, with that being said, I think now would be the perfect opportunity for me to end off this episode, leaving you on a bit of a cliffhanger. Till next time, I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform of choice. And while you're at it, leave a comment down below. And have a great and glorious day gaming.